Tiger Hole. Today we'll be looking at Vinegar Syndrome's Bio-Zombie. But first, welcome back. So as I said, we're looking at Vinegar Syndrome's latest release, Bio-Zombie. You've got this beautiful cover, and yeah, so you've got these are really tough, solid cases, a lot thicker than the ones we get from Eureka or 88 Films. Does mean that your cases are a little bit thinner, but I don't mind that. So you've got this cover, and inside, so it's a bit bare bones. Got this booklet. There's your disc, and you've got the other side there. So the film is directed by Wilson Yip, who did Dragon Tiger Gate, SPL, the Yip Man films with Donnie Yen, did Flashpoint. So he's done quite a lot of films. This was one of his earlier films. I forget what year this was, 97 was it, 98? 98. So this is starring Jordan Chan. Jordan Chan obviously is from the Young and Dangerous films, Frankie Chan, and you've got Angela Tong. Yeah, Angela Tong. Emotion Chang. It's a great name, isn't it? Emotion Chang. So this film, it's a bit of fun. It's very much influenced by Peter Jackson's Brain Dead and films of that ilk, kind of horror schlock films, and George A. Romero films, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, etc. Even to the point of setting this in a kind of little shopping mall in Hong Kong. I felt the film was really good. It was funny. It was not as gory as I was expecting it to be. I was hoping for it to be really gory. Like if you compare it to other kind of cat-free films like Dai Lik Wong, like Story of Ricky, you know, it's really gory. So I kind of expected this to be in the same sort of vein. But it's kind of a bit of everything. You've got a bit of comedy, romance, action, horror, you know, so it's kind of a catch-all. And but saying that, I actually enjoyed the film. You know, it was a bit of fun, bit of a laugh, and kind of pays homage to those films that I mentioned. You know, it's got a very kind of director finding his feet, finding his style kind of feel about it. And yeah, would it have been as good if it wasn't Jordan Chan? Not sure, to be honest, because I really love Jordan Chan. I think he's great, and he's just always got this intensity, and he plays that sort of character so well. It's just so easy for him. So yeah, if it was somebody else in the starring role, I don't know, but it is, so I'm gonna enjoy it. The other thing as well is, like, I don't think it says it's uncut, but you'd have hoped that they would have found an uncut. It does feel like there's cuts, like you kind of like there's bits whereby you just seeing someone getting killed, and then suddenly there's kind of like a little bit of a messy cut or it jumps, or it happens only 2 or 3 times, but it is noticeable. So I highly doubt this is uncut. I could be wrong, but it doesn't say that it's an uncut version. But I couldn't see a reason why it wouldn't be uncut. I mean, you've got Untold Story coming. You've just had Ebola syndrome. So, there's no reason why they could. Maybe there's a problem with getting the uncut print. Maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe it's damaged. Maybe, I don't know. But looking at the special features, let's have a look there. See that? Studio supplied master with additional restoration performed by Vinegar Syndrome, presented in both its original Cantonese language soundtrack with newly translated English subtitles and a Mandarin language dub track. There were still some bits whereby the translations in English were a little bit off, but they were pretty good. Admittedly, it's those times when kind of slang Cantonese, like those kind of Guahatai, triad wannabe kind of people. You got a commentary track with Frank Zheng. You've got a interview with co-writer and director Wilson Yip, of course. Video games contaminated, Lucasade and human sushi. A video essay by film historian Chris O'Neill. You got the alternate ending, which, wasn't too different. But trying to remember, did I prefer the? No, I think I preferred the original ending rather than the alternate. 20-page booklet, with essay by author Rob Lott and film programmer writer Ariel Esteban Kaya. And that's it. So let's have another quick look. So here's the booklet. Let's do a quick scan of it. All right. So it's a bit arty for my tastes, but it's kind of looking at the location. Just shop fronts, and there's kind of places in kind of Southeast Asia whereby there are little malls, and at times they are sparsely populated. Basically, you've got Rod Lott talking about the film and the kind of that Wilson Yip was almost doing a commentary on consumerism, much like, was it Dawn of the Dead, the George A. Romero film set in the shopping mall, and looking at consumerism in Hong Kong and VCDs and the different techniques that Wilson Yip was using. In fact, I think it was his 6th film, and that he still, as I said, he hadn't found his style yet. And just a bit of a commentary on the film in general, but a bit more kind of social economic kind of slant, you could say. The second part of the booklet is looking at the shopping mall, or shopping malls in general in Hong Kong, but they were looking at the one that's shown in the film. That's North Point Plaza. New Trend Plaza in North Point. And just looking at how it's an interesting place, and how these places have been on the decline in Southeast Asia, even before COVID, but after COVID even more so, and especially even physical media. Was, I've just come back from Thailand and there wasn't anything. They had a few online stores that just had, your kind of top, your big Hollywood release, and that was pretty much it, which is a real shame. But going back to the setting of the film, I think it's great. The shopping mall, we look at Romero's Dawn of the Dead. It's it's a big sprawling shopping mall, whereas this one, Southeast Asian shopping malls, these kind of neighborhood shopping malls, they tend to be a bit pokey and a bit claustrophobic, and they tend to have a lot of mirrors to kind of make it seem bigger. So you end up with all these surface reflections, and there's so much stuff that it's just hard to see anything. Everything is, you've just been overwhelmed by pictures and products and knickknacks and people, and so I think it's a better setting than the Romero film. To be honest, I think so, because it's just you've got loads of these tight little corners, tight angles, and you just don't know what could be hanging around in any little hidey hole. And I think that lends itself more to the film and makes the film better because of it. I think if he'd done this film in a big Southeast Asian shopping mall, it wouldn't have been as good. But yeah, so 有冇搞錯啊？But all in all, I think Vinegar Syndrome, they did a great job in this. I hadn't watched it previously. I really enjoyed it. The quality of the film, the remastering was superb. And yeah, I mean, an interview with Jordan Chan would have been good. But, what you gonna do? But yeah, all in all, I really love these more obscure titles, and I hope they'll do more. So check it out. I'm going to give this 3.5 out of 5, and check it out. All right, take care now. Dog in.